Welcome back again, tubers. Joey here, bringing it to you live, unfettered, no fluff, the real deal. Anything, however you want to say it. That was enough. Part one, just me talking and not much learning. So let's get into it. Let's do some learning. Let's walk through some things. I know that's your all's favorite part. So step two is backtest, real test, and or hold on, where's my fancy graphic thingamajobby? Uh, all right, and this helps hopefully if you're fast forwarding, etc., etc. So part two is finding a strategy and then back testing, real testing. And so let's talk about finding a strategy and back test and real test. I'm going to kind of combine these two because I'm not really going to go over a whole bunch of finding strategy. A lot of that you've probably done on your own, but I am going to show you a few areas that I like to look and kind of mingle in once in a while. And first one is ThinkScript. This is probably one of the best ones that I know of. There's so many knowledgeable people here sharing info, so many really smart individuals that know how to program putting stuff in here. You can ask questions, etc., etc. So I highly recommend you check out usethinkscript.com if you haven't already. And another one is TOS indicators, trade reports. So this is another good one that has some good information. There's literally a lot more, but these are two of the main ones I think that will really help you find a strategy. I'm going to actually here in this section, I'm going to test the strategy for you all that I just kind of I've always been kind of curious about. So we're going to, as an example, test the strategy. So we're going to fast forward to part three here, where you are found your strategy, you're comfortable with your strategy, you want to back test it, you want to real test it. Okay, let's bring this back up. Where are we at here? Okay. So before I mentioned about back testing and real testing, I mentioned about being comfortable with it. That's something that's very important as you're going through the strategies and ideas and you find something that you like. Make sure it's something that you're comfortable with. And what I mean by that is there's been strategies that I've tried out that just you kind of had to bend yourself into a pretzel to find the indicator, and it just wasn't for me. It works well for others. It doesn't mean it won't. It doesn't mean that you don't have to use it. There's something that is easy to find a signal, something that's easy to get your entry and to find yourself an exit, something that you're comfortable with. So make sure it's that part is that you're comfortable with. So what I'm going to take you through is how to back test and front test a strategy. So this is the strategy that I'm going to take you through. Is I've always been kind of curious about that MACD near zero crossover when it crosses over like right on top of zero or just below or just above. You always see these huge gains. I've never really kind of jumped into it and kind of looked into it and said, hey, what exactly what kind of gain are we getting here? Is this something that can work? So I haven't tried this out yet, but I'm going to walk you through it. And I'm going to show you the easiest way or way that I do back testing and live testing. So the first thing is that I have this indicator, and it's the back test MACD crossover near zero. That's the indicator that I have. I think I found it on one of those websites. And so I'm not a programmer, I know a little bit about it and I can kind of understand them, but as far as doing a complicated one, I can't do it. So this is a backtest MACD crossover near zero. So we have that. I have it saved. It's in my list over here. So how do we go about back testing it? Easy way. So I've already kind of done it here, but I'm going to kind of walk you through it. So the first thing I do is, and I've shown you this in other videos, is I'm just going to right click anywhere on the screen. It doesn't matter what you have up, whatever stock, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to right click on the screen. I'm going to do buy custom, and I'm going to do with OCO bracket. So once we bring that up again, what I'm doing is I'm going to go into the settings here, the little gear icon. And I want to bring it up, and if you just click on these blank areas, it's going to bring up there. That's where we want to get, and we want to go to study, and then I'm going to edit study. So this brings up a area here where we can actually edit our study. We can kind of take a look at it. We could back test it here, but it's a little bit of a pain. So I'm going to show you a super cool trick that I figured out to let Thinkorswim actually put together the whole shebang for you to bring forward and move into your regular chart. So the first thing we want to do here is I am going to bring this down because there's always just a simple moving average one. So I'm just going to delete, and then we're going to add a condition. So the condition we want to add is a study, and the study is the MACD crossover near zero. And here it is, cross near zero. Now in this case, I'm just going to leave it as there's really not much to select here. I don't know who designed it, but it's easy enough where I'm just going to have, we want it to be a bullish crossover. We're just going to say is true. And then we'll just have it, leave it that within the 1 bars. So I'm going to save it there. And you'll see instantly, all right, nothing is showing. Now if I change this to, let's change this to like 4 days. Okay, let me edit this. Is true, okay. There's probably none there, but let's keep checking here. I want to make sure that this is working right. 30 minutes. Not seeing any signals here yet. 15, 10 minutes. How about our 5 minutes? There we go. There's some at the 3 minute. I just want to make sure it was working, that we were getting some signals. Okay. We're only looking at a 5-day period here. It's not real, it's not very often that you get the MACD crossover near zero, but here we go. We did have some, so we know that it's working. So let me go back to the 5 minute period, because that's what I like to do is I like to trade the 5 minute day trade. So I'm going to add another condition. These are just a couple things that I added myself as part of this, because we want to make sure it's in a bullish position, that the stock is kind of not necessarily surging, but it's going up. So the study I want is, I want to know that the price, the candle close, so the price, which is the close, which is the candle close, is greater than, we're going to do a study, and we are going to do the moving average EXP, exponential. We're going to put this at 200. Okay. And now I'm going to give you another little secret here. I'm going to add another condition, and it's going to be the same. It's going to be price, and it's going to be close. We want that close to be greater than, and this is going to be study, and this is going to be another moving average exponential. What I found is by using in conjunction the 200 EMA and the 36 EMA can really get rid of a lot of noise in those signals. So now this is what we have. These little indicators here, let's zoom in. So these will only show when there's a MACD cross near zero and the close of the candle, which is the price close, is greater than the moving average length 200, and it's greater than the EMA 36. All right, so we've got it. Now here is another little trick, or a huge trick that I figured out, is I'm going to click OK. Now normally it's like, wait, I don't want to do that. Now I lost it. How do I go back in there? Here is the little handy trick I found. See this little scrolling wheel? If you click on that, there it is. Thinkorswim automatically put that into a indicator for you, and this is going to be a cool indicator. Now you can't like highlight everything, or you can highlight everything, but you cannot right click. So I'm right clicking to copy, I can't. So once you highlight everything, hit Control C, which is a shortcut for copy. Okay, Control C. So I copied it. Now what you want to do is go back to your charts. You want to do Edit Studies, and then you are going to create, I'm going to go into the ThinkScript editor, and I'm going to highlight that to delete it, and then Control V. Control V is what we copied, and it pastes it here. And then you want to name it, you can see I already named it here. I already have it as backtest moving an average crossover near zero. So just a handy name is to, back test, so you know that you're using it to back test, blah, blah, blah. And that's what you want to do. I'm not going to save that because I already did that. And what you're going to have is an easy way right there to show you that all those conditions were met. And it's just handy on your eyes that you can immediately go in and see if you if you had a winning or losing trade. Now, back testing, what we want to do is I'm going to go to, I added to my favorites 180 days and 5 minutes because we want to go back a ways to put that trade in there, or to check it out. It'll take a second here while we go back. And what I like to do is I don't like to trade after hours. So I am going to go into settings to make this even easier. Options, and I'm going to get rid of show extended trading hours session. I'm going to click apply. Okay. Now we are ready to go through this and back test. The other thing you want to do is keep an Excel spreadsheet on how your trades ended up. Let me see here. I have one here someplace. And let's we're not going to go through all of them, obviously. We don't have enough time, but let's just take a look and you can kind of see what I'm doing. Why isn't the extended hours still there? Hold on. Did I click the wrong thing? Yeah, I did options, sorry. Okay. I can't think and do this at the same time, my bad. Okay. All right. So, are we back? Where are we? Okay, we're going to go all the way back, and we're going to start from May 25th. It is 180 days, and we're going to start looking for that signal. I'm just using the scroll wheel. There is our first signal, and we can take a look. I'm going to zoom in. I'm just clicking the middle mouse wheel. If you click the middle mouse wheel, I go between trend line and pan. So trend line, and I just look for, there is the first signal. So actually we want to go the next one after the signal because we want to make sure this candle is fully formed and this is a valid signal. Once that's fully formed, we go to the next one. And green candle, we start at the bottom. So I'm going to click there. And what we're doing is these trades, what we're doing is we're going to do a 1.5 to 1 win to loss ratio. So obviously we're above 1.5 and we are at 16.04. So I would put a W in my spreadsheet and I'd put 16.4. So there's one win, and I'm just doing a scroll wheel. Okay, here's the next one. Okay, and going to go, okay, the next one after red candle will start on the top. And this looks like obviously it was a losing trade. I would follow it all the way down to the lowest point, and I would put L minus 9.05. The reason I'm doing that is because in the future, as if this is a something that we like to use, this is a strategy that we like to use, then we want to have those numbers and we can fine tune those numbers for maybe 2 to 1.5 or 3 to 1.5 win to loss ratio. Maybe we'll lose a few more, but with a higher percentage, et cetera, et cetera. So these numbers can kind of help you figure that out. Again, we want to maximize our profits as much as possible. There's another one. And so you can kind of get the general idea. Okay, so it wouldn't be this one. So we'd start here, up. No, and we go down, up. Yeah, so this is going to be another losing one, so et cetera, et cetera. So you would scroll through the whole thing, and let's say you found that this was a, something that you wanted to try, something that you wanted to use, then you would look and whatever you came up with. In this case, in the case I was just showing you. Okay, so once we have an indicator, a strategy that we like, you back tested it, you're comfortable with it, it shows us a success rate. The next thing we're going to go into is live trading and live testing it. So that's the next thing that we will do is we'll do some live trading and live testing of it. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully my voice will get a little bit better here, but I hope this has been something that is helpful for you. And again, hit that like button and give me a thumbs up. So we will talk again soon, tubers. Have a good rest of your day and stay safe out there.